time since 2018. Here's your goalkeeper for Long Beach State, sophomore Arroyo Shuck out of Lakewood, California. Long Beach State in their yellow uniforms in this matchup. Texas in the white. Underway from Austin. Second Power 4 opponent in a row that Long Beach State has played. They're coming off a home loss in their last matchup against Washington in a 2-0 victory for Washington. The non-conference schedule, it's really been brutal. That's been by design for the Dirtbags as they get prepared for their conference play. This will be a goal kick here for the Longhorns. Texas coming off a 3-1 victory last time out against San Diego State. What's the biggest thing you're looking for early between these two?
I think what I'm looking for from Texas is that urgency up front. We see that Texas is missing Byers today, and I think they're definitely rely on her for that star power up front. So I'm intrigued to see how Texas makes up for it in that position up front.
Yeah, that is a significant loss for Texas. Byers, the senior out of Richardson, Texas. Here's a ball in the box and an easy play made by the sophomore goalkeeper, Shuck. Washington State transfer, only played one game in Pullman. Going back to Byers. Byers is a player over 50 goals scored throughout the course of her career. She scored 2 in this matchup a season ago against Long Beach State. How much did you feel it helps when you played a team from a season ago and you meet them again the following year?
I think the scouting is definitely better because you can even scout your own game per se, but like we said earlier, both these teams are missing a lot of key players. So I think it's interesting to look at which players you actually played against and which players you're missing in this year's matchup.
Long Beach State, 7 players out, some of that before the season even started. And then, of course, once season starts, you never know what can happen. But they have been bitten by the injury bug pretty heavily so far through the first 6 matches this season. That's out of touch. This will be a throw-in here for Texas. It's Madison Haugen. Works the ball backwards to Mia Justice, who we touched on, senior out of Lakewood, Ohio. Justice, by the way, in this meeting a season ago, had 3 saves and allowed 3 goals against Long Beach State. Good ball in the box, charging in to scoop it up to make the play. There's the sophomore Shuck. Back to Justice, coming off a season high 6 saves in the last game against San Diego State. Justice, second team all-conference selection in the Big 12 a season ago for Texas. Started her career at Florida State. Early, how much of it is you're just kind of feel each other out through the first opening minutes? Is another great ball in the box, and Shuck glides in to make the play for Long Beach State. No shots yet, but Texas has certainly been the more aggressor team early. Handful of balls in the box as this is sent back to Justice again. Texas in the middle of a 5-game homestand. They will kick off SEC play at home against Alabama. The Crimson Tide will come to town. There's the head coach for the Longhorns, Angela Kelly. Won the Big 12 tournament a season ago. Played at UNC, one of the top programs in the country. Head coach at Tennessee for a long time as well. What a job she's done. Somebody you're very familiar with as well.
Yes, very familiar for sure, and we know she's coming off her 300th win, also a huge feat.
Yeah, that was the 3-1 victory last time out against San Diego State. Both of these head coaches, by the way, made history this season. Coach Kelly, 300 career wins. Long Beach State, longtime head coach. He's got 200 career wins now on his resume. Villarreal will get ready to throw the ball in play. She scored a goal in the 3-1 victory against San Diego State last time out. Nice footwork momentarily, but as it poked away by Natalie Arnold, true freshman from California. Out of touch, this will be a throw-in for Long Beach State. Back line for the Dirtbags, work in progress according to their head coach. And Gracia, now 21 years now as the head coach. But he was telling us they're still trying to find the right pieces, and again, a large part of that is with all the injuries with the 7 key players out. Texas on the move. Missimo had it taken away from her, then a tie up. And there's the first foul. That was DeMello that hit the deck. She played every single second against Texas a season ago. There's the head coach for the Dirtbags, 2-time Big West Coach of the Year. He was a lot of fun to visit with earlier this week.
He definitely was, and very humble at that as well. I know one thing he mentioned about his 200th career win is that he didn't kick a single one of the goals. He's just the coach behind it all.
A lot of success over the years at Long Beach State. This is a team and program preseason favorites in the Big West. You can see Texas trying to get it to Missimo, coming off a goal in the win against San Diego State. Here's Thompson, 35th game of her career. She's played every single second the last 2 games for the Longhorns.
And we see her this game shifted into the center back position as well as last game. I know that she's been out on outside back in games previous, so we see her shifted to the center.
Huge collision and a whistle against Long Beach State, their first. That was the senior Jilly Shimkin that hit the deck. The Penn State transfer. It's now set piece. Missimo will handle this. Program record for career assist. Plays it back. Villarreal trying to get around Lasky, does so momentarily. Out of touch though in Texas. Longhorns want to go quickly. Apamardo. Here comes the cross, deflected, gets it right back. So to Villarreal, makes her move, takes it in the box, and it's cleared out by Long Beach State.
I've been really impressed with Villarreal and her impact that she's been able to make as a freshman on this team.
Well, and her minutes are starting to tick up. She's coming off a season high 73 minutes in the last game against San Diego State. What a bright future she has ahead of her as Texas will get ready for their first corner kick today. Longhorns average 6 corner kicks per match. The former goalkeeper yourself, what is critical in situations like this on corner kicks?
I think your starting position, honestly, is one of the most key parts of it. You want to make sure that you're not too far forward, leaving the back post open, but again, not too far back, leaving the front post open, and really just commanding your box. It's your box at the end of the day. So you make sure that you're in charge of everything that goes on in there.
And what makes the communication aspect so paramount as a goalkeeper?
I think because of our position, we see the entire field and we see the whole setup because of just purely where we're located. So I think that's key.
Good pass, Villarreal. Here's the first shot of the day, and it's put in for Texas. Longhorns take a 1-0 lead.
What a slip in there. What an assist. And Ashlyn Miller getting behind that and getting that toe poke to put it in the net.
First goal of the season for Miller. How sweet was that pass?
I love that vision by Villarreal. Splitting the two defenders, seeing Miller running in on the left side. That's great vision ahead of her, seeing that assist and seeing that run from Miller.
So for Miller, 7 career goals now. She has scored 2 years in a row against Long Beach State.
The Texas goal scored by number 27, Ashlyn Miller.
Long throw in there, trying to force it to Holly Ward. Another great pass, top of the box. Here comes Texas. Second shot just off the mark, barely.
We almost had a repeat moment of that split ball through, this time with Misimo on the end of it.
Yeah, how close was this?
Again, another beautiful pass. That vision by Holly Ward to see that run in on the left. Just inches.
That would have been goal number 50 for Misimo. Villarreal again on the move. Pass ricochets out of the box. Ends up to Summer Lasky, who falls down. Look at that, 49 career goals. Those are video game numbers.
Seriously so impressive. Even playing with Lexi when she came in here her freshman year was making an impact from the second she got on campus. And clearly it has transcended across her entire career here.
Here's Garcia. Garcia a little late to the party this season for Long Beach State. She's a St. Mary's transfer. She played every single second the last 3 seasons. She was late to the party because Marissa Garcia, she was cleared late to play and then essentially found out she could play right before a match for Long Beach State. And then she's been able to play the last 3 games. There are the numbers, though, for Lexi Misimo. Just ridiculous what she's been able to do. Not only scoring goals, but also being able to have good passes as well.
I remember one thing Coach Kelly said this week was that Lexi sometimes finds more joy in the assists and setting up her teammates for the goals rather than scoring the goals herself. So it just shows the type of versatility that Lexi Misimo has as a player.
Here's more. Tenero was calling for it. Pass was intercepted by that Texas back line. Arnold plays it back to DeMello. DeMello, by the way, played every single second against Texas a season ago. Sent out a touch. Here's a throw in for Texas. Dangerous ball up ahead, tracking it down. This is Holly Ward trying to zig and zag through the defense, and Long Beach State is able to survive that scare.
I feel like that cut inside may have lost her the ball on that one.
Back to Villarreal. Look at the footwork by the freshman from Michigan.
Receive it. Good, Liz. Good. That's our ball.
Lasky's been active early for Long Beach State. So back to Justice. This is a Texas team so far this season has outscored opponents 17-4. Long Beach State, as a team, they've only been able to score 6 goals through their first 6 matches. But remember, their non-conference schedule, it's been absolutely brutal. UCLA, Santa Clara, BYU, Utah Valley, tough place to play. It's out of touch. This will be a throw in here for Long Beach State. Keita throws it in quickly to Garcia. Long Beach State making the trip back to Austin for the first time since 2018. Texas again on the move. That was a long distance shot by Shimkin, deflected. Villarreal, she's been active early. And Summer Lasky sends it across midfield.
We touched on Long Beach's schedule so far this season and how they've played several top 25 opponents.
Yeah, opened the season with a bang against UCLA. And they've consistently gotten better as the season has gone along here in these top 25 matchups that they have, including this one today. That shot deflected. Shimkin with a good look. Foul on Texas. Second foul for the Longhorns. Just to kind of give you an idea, again, open the season against 11th ranked UCLA, then Santa Clara also ranked, tied 4th ranked BYU, now members of the Big 12, and Texas today. And again, this is by design before they kick off conference play later this month. Holly Ward gets rid of it. Villarreal with plenty of room here. Shot punched away momentarily by Shuck, cleared out of the box. Cover! Villarreal again swerves around the defender Arnold. Cross shot. Texas leads it 2-0.
A great look again across the box with Lexi Missimo being there to accept that cross. We saw that first cross was saved, but then Lexi got the end of it.
A historic goal by Lexi Missimo. This is the 50th goal of her career. So Long Beach State, you touched on it. They survived the first scare, and then Texas, second time around, they put one in the net.
We love to see that finish by Missimo and how she is the first 50-50 club member in Texas history with 50 goals and 54 assists. An incredible feat for Lexi and another one to add to the resume.
Congratulations to her. She has now scored 2 games in a row, and when she does score, it usually means good things for Texas. Texas is 27-1-2 when she scores a goal. They've won their last 12 matches when she scored at least 1 goal.
I know that's a stat I would love to have tacked onto my name for sure.
By the way, we just have our first substitution of the day for Texas. It's the freshman Rosa Maloof from Canada. This is her 5th game to play in this season. Shot hit the back of Carly Montgomery. Long Beach State regroups. Here's Warden, the Texas transfer, angles it towards the corner. Long Beach State has a little bit of room here. And that cross hits Hannah Wesh and sent out of action. So first corner kick on the way here for Long Beach State.
Corner kick, Long Beach
We
State.
saw that Warden's shot got deflected, and I think they've been trying to find her up top, but haven't had that luck yet.
Long Beach State, they go quickly. DeMello lofts it in the box. Easy catch made by Mia Justice. Really the only time so far tonight Long Beach State has been able to put pressure on the Texas defense. Flag in the air, first offsides tonight on Texas.
Great distribution by Justice on that throw to find Holly Ward on that outside wing.
What's the key to that as a goalkeeper, of just the thought process and how you want to play a situation like that?
The main thing is keeping your eyes up. You always want to look high first and see if that option is open, especially as the teams are shifting back up the field after the save was made. And I think Justice did a great job of that, slowing down the play a little bit, allowing both teams to get set a little bit and get her own Texas team up, but then found Holly Ward in that gap with her eyes looking up.
Montgomery, miscommunication that time. Tried to play it back to Mia Justice and just out of the reach of Justice.
Yeah, I think those are always unfortunate circumstances with that miscommunication.
Corner kick, Long Beach
You hate to give up a corner.
Second corner kick for Long Beach State. They played it short last time. Worden looks like she will handle this all by herself this time, the Texas transfer. She did admit she is very excited for this matchup. She was looking forward to coming back. It's a low line drive that's headed out.
Great clearance by Shimkin, and you see Miss Mo running hard for that one up there.
It was Missimo and Garcia for Long Beach State. That was a race that Garcia was able to win. Here's Tenero. Plays it forward. This is Julia Moore. Defense by Hannah Wesh. has it taken away momentarily. And now a foul's been called. As far as fouls go, 2 on Long Beach State. Texas has 3. Here's Arnold, sends it across midfield. Trying to force it to DeMello. And Worden in the action as well, had it poked away. Only 2 shots so far for Long Beach State. That's out of touch. What stood out to you so far? Midway point, first half.
I feel like the Texas back line is stopping any attempt that Long Beach State is trying to get moving forward. I feel like they're stepping in, even with Lapamarda on the wing being glued to the wingers so that they can't even turn around. I think that's been something that has stuck out to me, and that Texas back line is holding strong.
Julia Moore calling for it, can't come up with it. And there's that Texas back line again making plays. Here's Maloof, checked in a moment ago, the freshman from Canada. Nice pass. Here's Holly Ward charging in. Her cross got through the defender. Texas trying to add on to their lead. Here's Shimkin. Shimkin fouled at the top of the box.
It's a dangerous place for a foul right there. About 2 yards away, it looks like, from a PK. So glad it got out of the box. At the same time, not a place you want to give up a penalty.
Yeah, you're right. That close to being a PK situation. Texas has only attempted 1 PK so far this season. So what's important in this spot right here for both teams?
I think how you see 5 players in the wall with 2 on each side for Long Beach. It's making sure that there's no set shot off for Texas, but at the same time getting that ball going.
Oh my goodness, what a goal to make it a 3-0 lead for Texas over Long Beach State. Just a ridiculous goal, the first of the season for Jilly Shimkin.
What a shot by Shimkin. Was just touching on the wall, in the position of the wall, but we saw that Jilly was able to bend it around the wall and make it in that upper V. Incredible placement by Shimkin. That's about as beautiful of a goal as it gets. And we said dangerous place to give up a penalty, and Texas really took advantage of that opportunity that they were given.
12th goal of her career, first this season. Is there anything you can do at all as a goalkeeper in that situation?
Looking at that shot, it really seems like the wall was set up great, her positioning was good, but it really can't get more beautiful than that upper V shot.
Remember, in this matchup a season ago, Texas scored all 4 of their goals in the second half. A 3 spot here in the first half. Worden, her first shot. Deflects off the defense of Texas. Long Beach State will try to regroup. Texas, by the way, 2-0 all time against Long Beach State. The win last year and then back in 2018 as well. Justice. Maloof was calling for it, and it sails over her head out of touch. what can Long Beach State try to do to just establish and build momentum?
I think we're seeing the Texas defense really come up strong with any ball that is played to feet. I would be interested to see if they can get balls in behind that Texas back line.
This is Haljan, ball in the box, trying to get it to the freshman Maloof. Good defense by Long Beach State. Worden sends it across midfield.
Get up! Up!
There's that attempted ball behind the back line like we just touched on, but Thompson got ahead of it.
Worden out wide to the left, long distance shot, skips in the arms of Mia Justice.
That looked like one of the best chances that we've seen Long Beach have. It seems like they caught that Texas back line a little out of position. There were only 2 defenders back there on that last attempt, but unfortunately couldn't capitalize.
Maloof again trying to track it down, just out of her reach. Fifth game this season for Maloof. Played a season high 2 matches ago as far as minutes. Played almost 50 minutes against Central Michigan. Texas again on the move. Picked up by Shuck. Take one more look at the 3rd goal here for Texas and just this set piece. Walk us through this.
As you can see, Shimkin gets that run up, and her placement is impeccable. It really doesn't get much better than that. You see Shuck fully extended, getting that big jump. But again, the placement by Shimkin was just incredible in that upper V.
Top right, placed perfectly.
Really doesn't get much better than that. From a goalkeeping standpoint, it's one of the least favorites. So as you can see, Shuck tried her best to get up there.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good first half so far for Texas. What do you think has been able to work so well so far for the Longhorns?
I think the Longhorns are really finding their players up front, and they're getting in behind the Long Beach defense, whether that's on a cross in the box or like we saw on that first goal with Miller, how Villarreal was able to slip through that Long Beach defense. I think being able to penetrate that back line and get in behind them has really been beneficial for the Longhorns, as well as having their defense pretty solid all over the field.
Yeah.
I feel like everywhere that there's a Long Beach player, there's a Texas player on their back.
Long Beach State with their first substitution today. Their freshman, Alana Ramirez from California. Both of her parents played soccer at Cal State Fullerton. Both of these teams, by the way, they don't have a lot of depth, but the depth that they do have, they really like. They both have been playing less than 20 in all their matches so far this season. Only one substitution for each team so far. Here's Worden again. Trying to make her move. Goes left. And does she earn a corner kick? She does. Nicely done by the Texas transfer.
You saw that footwork by Worden to attempt to get around Lapamarda. But like we said, she was there to stop that cross.
Corner kick. Corner kick.
Again, they did bring it up when they were watching film, her coming back to Austin, but she says she doesn't want to think about it too much, doesn't want to overthink it or get in her head. Puts it in the air, it's headed out by Texas. It's Maloof who had it momentarily. It's pinballed around, and then the Longhorns eventually dig it out. Here's Missimo. This is where she's been dangerous. Fantastic ball up ahead, but flag in the air. Second offsides today on Texas.
That offsides was pretty close. Looking up here from the booth, it definitely was close for sure. But again, like we touched on, getting in behind that Long Beach defense, I think Texas has found those chances and really capitalizing on that.
Substitutions for the Horns. 5, Abby Allen.
See more substitutions. Avery Clark comes in for Texas, a sophomore out of Brentwood, Tennessee. Made the Big 12 freshman team a season ago. She's got 2 goals this season. And Abby Allen in as well. Local product from Austin. Allen did not play the last game against San Diego State. Get some action here. She scored a goal a season ago at Long Beach State.
We also see Chloe Shimkin being subbed in there as well.
There's a foul on Long Beach State, their 4th. This is Brothers that gets knocked down to the floor.
That was a rough one. Got that nice shove in the back.
Approaching 10 minutes to go in the first half. The first half, which has been all Texas tonight. Ramirez sends it out wide to the right. Borden calling for it in the box. Trying to track it down. Double teamed in the corner. Can she earn another corner kick? She just did a moment ago.
There she goes, getting that corner kick. It's one of the best outcomes you could hope for, being double teamed in that corner down there.
Really was in that spot. 4 corner kicks now for Long Beach State, and again, to keep it short, ball sent in the box, headed out. It was sent in by Moore. More physical play. There's a whistle and a foul on Texas. Their 4th. That one goes on Shimkin, who does have a goal tonight. So here's Marissa Garcia, one of the leaders on that back line for Long Beach State. Sends it in a crowded area, headed out. Long Beach State again on the move. Well off the mark, goal kick Texas.
We saw Liz Warden at the back post on that cross. Unfortunately, unable to find her.
Ball in the box and out of touch, or it's now out of touch in the corner. This is our next featured soccer matchup over on the SEC Network Thursday, September 19th, the first night of conference play. Texas A&M takes on Missouri. Coverage kicks at 7 Eastern, 6 Central over on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. So conference play right around the corner for both of these teams. What do you remember most about conference games? How different is it non-conference matchup versus a conference matchup?
I think the anticipation of the conference matchup is definitely unmatched. You have a conference championship that you're fighting for with these matches, and truly every game and every goal counts. I know we touched on the strength of schedule with both of these teams, but it seems like Long Beach State faces their harder opponents in the beginning, and Texas faces their harder opponents in season.
Well, and a new challenge this year for Texas. First year competing in the SEC. Miscommunication on the pass, and Long Beach State cannot capitalize as Allen plays it back to Justice. This is Thompson.
Great look on that ball to find Clark in that gap.
Willis. Willis plays it back to Shuck. Again, calling for it. And another missed opportunity there for Long Beach State. Just touching on Texas, their first year in the SEC. Give you an idea of what the SEC looks like as far as the preseason polls voted on by the coaches around the conference. Texas sitting pretty high up in the SEC. There's a top 10, only behind Arkansas. What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to year one in the SEC?
I'm excited to see how Texas handles this strength of schedule. I think the competition is unmatched in the SEC. So I'm excited to see how they handle the new teams that they've never played before in some of them.
And new places, new venues to play in, sometimes for the first time in program history. Nice passing here for Texas. Missimo, there's the footwork, shot with the left foot, deflected by Ukita. Out of touch, another corner kick on the way for Texas.
Corner kick, Texas.
Second corner kick tonight for the Longhorns.
That was a great fake by Missimo to try and get on the other side of that defender, and that shot getting deflected.
How does she play this? Angles it towards the back post. The header, nobody really in the area there for Texas.
Great look by Clark to get on the end of that with the header. Unfortunately, no one in the area to follow it up.
Pass a little bit out of the reach and eventually bounces out of touch though in Long Beach State. Texas this season, they will kick off SEC play at home against Alabama. Alabama put together a special season last year. So their first SEC game will be in Austin for the Longhorns. Then they will head to the Magnolia State. They will play at Mississippi State and at Ole Miss in late September. she's had a very active and very good first half so far. She's been in control for Long Beach State.
She has been. I think they've found her more in the end of this half and really trying to utilize her up front.
Here she is again, trying to make some plays for Long Beach State. Look, we knew she was going to be excited, and you knew for this matchup she was going to go all out. Here she is in the corner and off the mark.
One thing I want to point out is how well Lapamarda has done being with Warden anytime she receives the ball. We saw in that last tackle that she was there and she was ready.
That has been pretty consistently the entire first half too. They have been side by side, those two. Just like you see right there. Lapamarda, the senior out of Prosper. She's approaching 90 games played, by the way, at Texas.
An incredible defender for Texas her whole career. The slide tackle queen on that side. Always getting in the tackles and making the big plays back on the back line.
Approaching the final minute in the first half.
1 minute.
Brothers plays it forward. It gets through everybody all the way back to the goalkeeper, Shuck. Inside 30 seconds.
Jules, come a little lower, Jules, come a little lower.
Ten, 9.
Under 10 seconds in the first half in Austin, a first half in which Texas has been outstanding. And the Longhorns will take a 3-0 halftime lead over Long Beach State. Well, Missimo, we highlight her for a reason, and she picked up goal number 50 of her career to go along with 50 career assists. Jilly Shimkin gets in on the action as well with her first goal this season. An outstanding first half for Texas. What are your takeaways after one half of play?
I'm really impressed by Villarreal. As we can see, she's had the 2 assists, and I think she's really been able to make a difference and make an impact in this game with her 2 assists so far. 2 big assists to get in behind the Long Beach defense, and I think that's been a key thing for the Texas offense, is getting in behind that Long Beach defense.
She's been great for sure for Texas. Halftime in Austin, Texas 3, Long Beach State 0.
At US Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, but for all the...
That is also a program record.
Like we touched on earlier, how Coach Kelly thinks that Lexi gets more enjoyment out of the assists than the goals, but I bet this 50th felt extra sweet today, joining that 50-50 club and adding another great feat to her resume.
She'll remember for a long time. 73 games played now in Texas. Both of her parents played soccer. Her dad, Derek, soccer at North Carolina. Mom, Susan, played soccer at nearby TCU.
And her dad has actually coached her whole career up until arriving at Texas and getting Coach Kelly as her first coach outside of her dad.
Yeah, you just asked Coach Kelly, can you tell that Missimo's been around the game for a long time? And she said, oh yeah, just born to play the game of soccer. So underway in the second half. What are the big things that you will be on the lookout here?
I'm intrigued to see how Long Beach State is going to respond. I would love to see them get a little more action and more possession up front in Texas's half and see if they can get some quality chances. And as far as Texas, we've seen their back line be incredibly solid this whole game. And I'm intrigued to see how they keep up that defense and keep Long Beach State in front of them.
Texas in the middle of a 5-game homestand. After this road trip, Long Beach State will have a 3-game homestand. They will play Cornell at home next. There's a long distance shot, scooped up by Mia Justice.
I love that quick distribution by Justice, getting it out to Lapamarda wide. And as you can see, shifting that momentum forward pretty quickly.
How much thought do you put into it? Okay, I want to sling the soccer ball forward, or rather I just want to blast this thing across midfield?
I think possession is definitely a key thing you want to keep. So if you have the ball in your hands and you have that player wide open, you're going to try to find the feet as often as possible rather than give it up to chance and make it a 50-50 ball with both teams. A great look by Justice to find Lapamarda on that wide throw.
All the way back to midfield. It was Montgomery who tried to find Shimkin. Here's Shimkin with 1 goal already tonight. Montgomery out of Charlotte, North Carolina. She did score a goal in the win against San Diego State in the last game for Texas.
Beautiful look off a corner, I believe, if I'm remembering that correctly.
She's a sophomore. It's the 2nd goal of her career.
Hey, keep it here. Go.
So this side of the pitch, Justice is really the only player in the sun. Other goalkeeper, Shuck, is kind of in the shades right now. Ball in the box, blasted out by Texas. All the way to Garcia around midfield. Montgomery back to Justice. Montgomery sends it across midfield. Underway in the second half. 3 goals in the first half tonight for Texas. Holly Ward has Missimo to her right. Pass goes right behind her. Here's Miller. Miller cross right back to her. Sends it out of the box. Shot long distance, left foot. Overshoots the target. Goal kick, Long Beach State.
Texas Soccer sends a
Great look by Villarreal to get that shot off. We saw Lapimarta make her way all the way down.
That's who stood out to you in the first half. Villarreal, she was all over the place.
Definitely stood out with her 2 assists. It's fun to see her get a shot off on that last one.
Ooh, there's a nasty fall. Villarreal had it taken away. Pass is intercepted. Lapimarta has had a fantastic night. Miller, a lot of room on the near side. Here she is, trying to make her move, sends it in the box. Texas, a good opportunity here. Corner kick on the way for the Longhorns. There's the fabulous freshman for Texas, Villarreal. 2 assists tonight, already 2 goals as well. What a bright future ahead of her.
We've continued to touch on the impact that she's been making as a freshman. And even tonight with those 2 assists, we see her back in it.
So close. The initial ball went over all the traffic in the area on the backside. That was Ashlyn Miller with a really good look. Just misses it. Miller already 1 goal tonight. Here's the replay.
That was a great look by Miller to get her foot on the end of that corner. We saw her running in, having that momentum on that back post, but couldn't get it down enough.
Here's Warden. Trying to navigate her right around the defense. Long distance shot with the left foot, too much on it. So the Texas transfer really wants that first goal tonight for Long Beach State.
Gracia was talking about how Warden was excited for this game, but didn't want to overthink it. Wanted to come into it calm, come into it focused. You can tell she's really fighting for that first goal.
Another foul on Texas, number 6. So there you see the resume. She is a preseason all-conference selection this year in the Big West. 5 goals as a Texas Longhorn. One of your former teammates as well.
Yes, and even playing with Liz, just someone who truly loves the game of soccer. That's something that I really admire about her. All the time she puts in to really be her best.
That was Villarreal pursuing it. Thompson as well. Shimkin crosses midfield. Ricochets off of Holly Ward. Out of touch, throw in Long Beach State. Ward is senior from Canada. 74th game of her career tonight. Montgomery finds Miller. Miller shoots it over to Haugen. Haugen, a Georgia transfer. Haugen Hodgins, by the way, she's played a ton for Texas so far this season. She's played every single second 5 times. Miller angles it in the corner. There's the back line for Long Beach State. Hodgins pursues. There's a quick foul on Long Beach State.
See Villarreal trying to make that run, called for that ball by Miller. Trying to get in behind that Long Beach State defense and get herself a goal.
As far as shots go for Long Beach State tonight, 6 total shots, 2 have been on goal. What do you think Long Beach State can do offensively to try to do some damage here in the second half?
I think finding those key players up front and getting the supporting players in the midfield to go with them. I think as we see 2 players up against Texas's back line, with Warden being one of them. But I think them having that support up there when they get the ball to break down that Texas back line would be beneficial.
More physical play, and this will be the 7th foul tonight on Texas. So that's Marissa Garcia trying to wave everybody up towards the top of the box. Garcia, the senior out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Drives it towards the goalkeeper. Justice jumps up to make the catch.
I know we talked about that goalkeeping on corners and really commanding your box and having that be your box. And I think we saw Justice on that one really come through and command her box getting that ball.
Third road game of the season for Long Beach State. Our longtime head coach in Gracia. 21 seasons now, coming off a huge win not only for him but this Long Beach State program, and you could tell in our conversation with him, this program, this community university means so much to him, and he's been coaching at a high level for a very long time now for Long Beach State. He was excited to make the trip back to Austin as well. First time for him since 2018. In the corner, here's Warden. She's going to try to drive it towards the post, and it's off the mark. Here he is. So you see his first win back in 2004 against Sacramento State. His 100th win was against Michigan. And then most recently, just the other day, against Utah Valley. And Madison, that's a very good Utah Valley program, and also a very tough place to win.
A very great win for Long Beach. Utah Valley have only lost 4 times in the past 5 years at home. And Long Beach State handed them their 5th loss in the past 5 years at home on August 31st.
Truly incredible. And he did tell us the elevation, there was a big difference when you go up to the mountains like that and you play the first 10 minutes or so, and everybody comes back to the bench like, okay, this is a little bit different than what it is back home.
I remember he said that you could tell in the first 10 minutes the girls were winded, but they got the result that they wanted despite that.
Avery Clark just subbed in here for Texas, the sophomore from Brentwood, Tennessee. Clark played in the first half for the Longhorns. I think we will have our first review of the night. Clark, by the way, has played 11 minutes total tonight. So for the review system, I think they are also trying to confirm the correct time. But this year in the SEC, it is a new review system if this play was being reviewed. It's called the Hawkeye Smart Review System. Same system that the NFL uses, Major League Baseball, NHL, English Premier League uses it.
I think this is a big addition for college soccer. We see a lot of games changed based on controversial plays made in the moment that might not have been correct. So this is a big change to get the true results.
Yeah, and you want to get the call right and also do it in a timely manner. You don't want to sit around and wait, up to 10 minutes on whatever the call is going to be. But we do have stoppage in play here, with Texas leading 3-0 over Long Beach State. Look at the preseason poll in the Big West. See where Long Beach State is picked at the top. And Coach Ingracia told us, you've had the success that they've had over the past few years. He does not mind at all being picked preseason favorites.
I think it's a testament to this Long Beach State team for them to be picked on top of this preseason poll, even with 16 underclassmen on the team. I know Coach Ingracia was talking about how young the team is. They have some young wingers up on the top, but a true testament to his team and what they're thought of.
That's the big thing that you just said. So many underclassmen on this team for Long Beach State, and despite that, they are still picked preseason favorites. So what that review was time on the clock. So they just put roughly 1 minute back on the clock. So Texas leading here 3-0. So that was our lead official tonight. Elvis Mamutovic. And now we resume action. How often over the years have you seen that happen? Just a time
I
difference.
can honestly say
'Cause it-
I have never had that happen.
Yeah, it
to me
very
in my
rarely
playing
happens
days.
at the collegiate level.
Glad they got that straightened out though and got that minute back on the clock.
Every second matters, especially for Long Beach State making the trip on the road to take on a top 20 program.
We see Missimo trying to maybe add another assist to that, trying to slip in Shimkin.
Here's Clark, checked in a moment ago. Here's Howden with a shot. It's deflected. Here's a cross that somehow gets through everybody out of touch.
Substitution for the Horns, 19, Rosa Malou for 27, Ashley Miller.
Villarreal potentially almost with a third assist on that one, but unfortunately no Texas player was able to meet it.
Rosa Malou back in. She played 15 minutes in the first half. Good defense minutes. That back line has been awesome, not only tonight but all season long for Texas. Coach Kelly told us she feels that's been a strength for the Longhorns. How about that long distance shots? Villarreal said, all right, I have a couple of assists tonight myself. I'll go for goal.
I like that long distance shot. She saw the opportunity and she took it.
True freshman out of Lansing, Michigan. Her minutes, by the way, are ticking up and up, coming off a season and career high 73 minutes played in the last game against San Diego State. Justice way out of goal here. Here's Maloof, who just subbed back in a moment ago. Shot with a left foot, diving save by Shuck. My goodness, hauls it in. Second save tonight for Shuck.
Great save at that. You see brought down from the air to the ground. Getting fully airborne at one point, it looked like. Just a routine save by Shuck.
Missimo again with a shot. She just put so much pressure on the defense.
Missimo attempting to go for her 51st.
The only member of the 50-50 club after her goal tonight. Here comes Long Beach State. Pass almost got all the way through to Liz Worden. The flag was up in the air. Goal tonight for Missimo. Almost had another one a moment ago. See where she is, only trailing her teammate Trinity Byers for most goals in program history. Talk about leaving your mark. Already program record for career assists, and she's got a good chance for most goals in program history as well.
I think one of the coolest parts of that record is that the top two are on the same team in college and have been for years of their childhood.
Yeah, Missimo out of Southlake, Texas. Trinity Byers out of Richardson, Texas. A lot of goals scored between those two over the years. Byers unavailable tonight. There was a foul, by the way, on Texas. That's now 8 fouls on the Longhorns tonight. This is Julia Moore. It's actually Marissa Garcia that handles that set piece. Ends up in the corner. In a congested area, headed out. Garcia slides. And Moore comes up with it. Moore puts it in the box, charging in. Here's Justice. There's Trinity Byers. How about that picture? Byers and Missimo. A couple of young Longhorns with now their head coach, Angela Kelly.
You love to see the young faces of Byers and Missimo. Speaking with Coach Kelly earlier, she was saying that I'm coming.
Yeah, both from Texas, playing in their home state, but also fantastic careers for the both of them. Here's Massimo again. What do you think of the job the defense has done so far for Long Beach State in the second half?
I think they have done a great job at keeping Texas in front of them. I think a key that Texas used in the first half was really getting behind them and breaking them down. We saw even the assists slipping through.
Here's Massimo again, looking for space.
That slip through by Shimkin is, I believe, the first one of the half. When that was the key to the Texas offense in the last half, was breaking down that Long Beach back line. The back line of Long Beach has done a much better job at stopping that through ball this half. But almost by Texas to get that ball through.
Texas led it at halftime, 3-0. "15 shots tonight for the Longhorns. 5 of those have been on goal." Here we have another shot attempt coming up. We do, and it hits the side of the nets off the foot of the freshman Villarreal.
We see she's really wanting to get herself a goal. She's had a couple shots off this half.
7, Summer Lasky for 20, Alana Ramirez.
One thing I've liked about her shots this half is she has seen them and she has taken them. I think that's the key to good goal scoring, is knowing when your opportunities are given, you're going to take them.
Summer Lasky back in. She's played 33 minutes tonight. Senior out of Santa Cruz, California. Here's Garcia after the foul on Texas.
Second ball! Second ball!
Shimkin plays it up ahead. Texas with an opportunity here. And there's that young back line for Long Beach State. There's Zoe Willis. Wanted a starting spot towards the end of last year. Played so well that she has started and played every single second this season. As you see more substitutions coming in for Texas. This is Holly Ward, 74th game of her career. Ward coming in for the freshman Villarreal. Less than 20 minutes remain in Austin. Texas looking for win number 6 this season. That was off the head of Warden, scooped up by Mia Justice. Justice tonight, 3 saves. Her career high in saves, by the way, is against BYU. She did that last year. In the corner, here's Ward, just checked in a moment ago. Has fresh legs, trying to get around the defense. And it ends up on the top of the net.
Great look by Ward in that corner to attempt to get that cross off, but unfortunately couldn't keep it in bounds with the pressure down on the line.
Here's Natalie Arnold. More physical play around midfield, and a foul has been called on Long Beach State as Brianna Thompson is shaken up. 6 fouls now on Long Beach State.
Feet! Feet! Give us something, Nat. Give us something. Bella, help!
A little miscommunication, out of touch. Texas throw in. Tuesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, over on the SEC Network, we'll have our latest episode of True South with John T. Edge traveling around Austin, Texas to Cisco's and KG Barbecue, meeting the locals, eating good food, and talking about the South. The Sentimental Family Band also plays some country swing that's just for a two-step and going to be a great show.
Come on. On the touch.
More physical play. Moore trying to win this battle for Long Beach State, but has it ripped away by Holly Ward. Long run for Holly Ward, and she gets swiped off of her feet. Yellow card issued on Michaela DeMello. It's her 3rd yellow card of the season.
This was a rough foul. You see DeMello coming in there. Really didn't get any piece of the ball, which is why that resulted in the card.
First yellow card tonight as a team on Long Beach State. Missimo on the set piece in the box. Dangerous, and I think the flag was in the air. It was, so a missed opportunity here for Texas.
Great attempted look to get in behind that Long Beach defense, but was called offside.
Just out of the reach of Natalie Arnold. The win here for Texas. So if Long Beach State wants to do some damage here, the final 15 minutes, what are things that they could do to try to earn their first goal tonight?
I think their back line has done a great job of keeping that Texas offense out of the danger zone. But once they get the ball back, I believe the key is keeping it in that upper third and getting it to your strikers and getting the whole team up in support of them. We haven't seen a true chance from Long Beach in a minute from here.
Well, there's a freshman, Grace Caldwell, as you see, one of 9 freshmen on the roster for Long Beach State. 16 total underclassmen compared to just 7 upperclassmen.
I think even that 2 seniors number stands out to me.
Have you been on teams where it's either there's a lot of seniors or then the opposite way where there's only 1 or 2 seniors? What's the difference? How would you compare them?
At Texas, I feel like our rosters were pretty evenly spaced. We had between 5 and 8 seniors. And I think when you have that strong leadership in the senior class, it's definitely showed through the play on the field and the composure and just the experience that you have in your returning lineup.
Pair of substitutions here for Long Beach State. Kylie Perez is in, the sophomore from California, along with Kaylee Supa. Supa did not play in the last game. Supa back in. Redshirt freshman from Woodland Hills, California. So for Perez, this is her first action tonight. One thing to monitor for Perez, her mom is the softball head coach at UCLA and has just built a dominant program. She's won 2 national championships as the head coach, won 3 as a player. Trying to get it in the box to Avery Clark, and the goalkeeper darts out to make the play. There's the sophomore shot.
You saw at one point in that last possession that the entirety of the Long Beach team was in their own half. You had all players shutting down all sides of the ball from Texas there, and they couldn't seem to make their way through.
Here's Justice. So Justice tonight, just the 2 saves. She's coming off a season high 6 saves against San Diego State in the last match. What's the mindset of a goalkeeper when you have one match where you will have a lot of saves, and then you can go the next match where you just don't see any action at all?
I think
How challenging is that?
I think as a goalkeeper, you kind of want to be bored, because that means that your team is doing their job up front and keeping the ball away from the net. So while the fun stuff is in the saves, of course, I think the more boring a game for a goalkeeper, the better the outcome is for your team. So it's definitely a mindset shift from there, knowing that you're getting your job done, making saves that you're supposed to be making. But even Mia today with those 2 saves, seeing the result being 3-0 right now,
That's what pleases her the
I
most.
bet she's definitely happy about the outcome of that.
Approaching the final 10 minutes. Nifty move, that's Maloof. Sends it to Missimo. Shots. She's gotten so close so many times tonight.
That was a great look from Maloof, leading to that shot by Missimo. See that nutmeg there, getting it through the legs of the defender. And got to break down that back line there, something we haven't seen that much in this half from Texas, with the shot going just above the crossbar.
New face on the pitch here for Texas. It's the freshman Chloe Shipkin. First action tonight. She's played in every match this season. Her sister scored a goal earlier tonight. A goal that has a chance to be on SportsCenter Top 10 as well.
I sure would hope so. Really can't get more cookie cutter than that free kick by Jilly Shimkin.
Less than 10 minutes remaining in Austin.
I've been impressed with the response of the Long Beach back line. You saw them again stopping a through ball and really keeping that Texas offense in front of them. I think that has been a key for them this half.
And it also has to please their head coach and Gracia. He told us that has been the challenge so far this season with injuries and experience, you name it. He said that's kind of been the piece that they're trying to solve so far this season through their first 6 games. There's a Texas player shaking up momentarily. Lauren Apamarda shaking up momentarily around midfield. She's still on the pitch right now, but you can see she's just not very comfortable for the moment. And for Texas, 8 minutes away from picking up win number 6 this season. They're first in the SEC. Coach Kelly has to be pleased with what she's seen so far with SEC play coming up on September 19th against Alabama. Do you have a favorite Coach Kelly story? What jumps out in your mind? Because you have a big smile on your face.
I think there are plenty of stories just over the years. I think one of my favorites, I'm unsure which milestone it was. I believe it was her 250th career win. Me and other goalkeeper Savannah Madden, we got the Gatorade cooler and we dumped that over her head once that game was over, because that was a big milestone for her.
Was it a surprise to her, or could she see it coming?
Oh, she was shocked for sure. There's picture evidence to prove that shock on her face, but that was definitely a fun moment for sure.
So that was win number 250. Win number 300 was just the other day against San Diego State. 3 days ago. In the 3-1 victory for the Longhorns. So if this shutout stands, by the way, Texas is just so tough to beat at home, but they just don't really give up a lot of goals at home. They've only surrendered 1 goal since October of last season. That was against West Virginia. What do you think makes this venue so tough and challenging to play in?
I definitely
for an opposing team.
I think it is a big stadium for sure. And there also is the band that comes every single game. That adds a little bit of outside distraction.
Shout out to the band. Saw them a moment ago. You could tell they were having a good time.
Always
There
show
they
up,
are.
always show out. The Samba band is definitely a highlight, just a constant support group for the Texas soccer team.
That was Supa, just checked in a moment ago for Long Beach State. Allen lets it go out of touch. Goal kick here for Texas as we approach the final 5 minutes.
Substitution for Long Beach State, 11, Malaya Johnson. For 19, Hailey Supa.
Freshman Malia Johnson in for the first time tonight. She did not play in the last game for Long Beach State. Only game she has not played in this season. That was the matchup against Washington for Long Beach State. Tricky play here. Shuck is able to collect it and then just decides to clear it.
That was a rocky pass back. I know that's something I always hated to see as a goalkeeper. That's something forwards tend to recognize as well and hope to capitalize on, but she did a great job at dealing with that, getting that ball out of the danger zone.
There's a collision. Avery Clark is slow to get up for Texas. See Clark, the sophomore out of Brentwood, Tennessee. 29th game of her career tonight. She's in the box right here. Let's see if Texas tries to give it to her. Missimo tapped out of her reach.
Again, that Long Beach State back line being there.
There's Liz Worden. She's played every single second tonight. You know it would take a lot to yank her off the pitch tonight to miss this one. A shot deflected off of Abby Allen.
Leah, be ready to run. You're fresh.
3 minutes to go in Austin.
You're fresh, Leah.
Just feels that Texas is gaining more and more confidence as the season has gone on, as they have now outscored opponents 19-4 so far this season.
Get in the box.
Houston Christian is up next, by the way. That's a Houston Christian program. They have not been at the Division I level too terribly long. And then after that, it will be the Alabama Crimson Tide making the trip to Austin. Coach Kelly, no stranger to life in the SEC, a long time spent in Knoxville as the head coach for the Tennessee Lady Vols. So a late opportunity here for Long Beach State. Sixth corner kick tonight. They've mixed it up a good bit. They've gone towards the back post, and then sometimes they've elected to go short. Looks like Liz Worden will be in control of this one. Pinballing around. Hit a mile in the air and off the back of the nets. So back-to-back corner kicks coming up here for Long Beach State.
A great ball in by Worden. But unfortunately, no Beach players at the front post.
1 minute.
Another corner, under a minute left.
There's a low line drive, eventually sent out of action over the goal as we are under 1 minute to go in Austin. So for Texas, a good night all the way around. All three of their goals occurred in the first half.
10, 9, 8,
But the Longhorns on the verge of picking up win number 6 this season. Final horn, final score, Texas victorious 3-0 over Long Beach State in the third meeting all time between these two programs. And how about that, best start for Texas since 2018.
I know that's a great look for the Longhorns as they have one more game before heading into conference play. Definitely have that momentum going for this Longhorn team.
We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll wrap this one up from Austin. Texas victorious tonight, 3-0 over Long Beach State.
Geico can help when you get a flat tire with their easy app and 24/7